So my first experience with high refresh rate gaming was it was with my friend Freddy, and he had just gotten a Skytech Archangel bullshit basic gaming PC and a ViewSonic 27-inch XG monitor. Now, the XG ViewSonic monitors are kick-ass 144Hz monitors, so it was a pretty cool experience. In fact, I immediately fell in love with high refresh rate gaming, but that's not what sparked my obsession for the PC Master Race, no sir. But it did add a lot of fuel to the fire. Now that I've been on 144Hz, the differences between it and 60Hz are very, very fucking clear now. So today, we are going to be comparing the two, 60Hz and 144, figuring out the advantages that both pieces of hardware have, and seeing which one is right for you. If you guys do go on to enjoy this video, I would really, really appreciate a like and a subscription if you do happen to be new. We did hit the monthly goal this month. Very fucking happy about that, because now even Social Blade, as dog shit as it is saying I'll hit 10,000 subscribers before the end of the year. So we're on our way. We're on our fucking way. Alrighty, let's begin with the God of the Gods, the King of the Kings, 144Hz, and later in this video we'll talk about 60. The biggest thing, obviously, when switching from 60 to 144 is the 84Hz increase. Now this is immediately apparent because you have a 140% increase in your frame rate. You'll hear people who play on 144Hz say things all the fucking time like, oh, you see so much more, you can see so much more clearly, or like time slows down. When in reality, you're just taking in a lot more data, so you can see things a lot quicker, you can see a lot more things, and it's just more. Everything's more. It's kind of like, okay, so think of it as 144Hz as being the iPhone 11, while 60Hz, while it's still good, it's like an iPhone 7 or an iPhone 8. I'm trying to appeal to the masses because I know fuck asses have iPhones. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It's just more. Everything's just more. There isn't really too many significant differences when it comes to how many features they have or what types of features they have. That's not to say it's not worth it though. We'll talk more about that here in a little bit. This extra data that your brain is processing allows for some very unique gameplay advantages. The big one being your pinpoint controller-player-esque accuracy. 144Hz, like I've said a billion times, allows you to process a lot more data. Almost 2.5 times more data. So obviously, it's going to feel like things are running a lot slower. You feel like you have a lot more time to line up your headshots. 144Hz basically allows you to think. It gives you the time and the milliseconds, the minuscule amounts of time that you need to think. And 240Hz is something we'll talk about a lot later, a lot later on the channel, so stick around for that. The 84Hz increase from 60 to 144 is extremely apparent when you're doing things outside of gaming. Like, I use Premiere Pro. I've been using Adobe Premiere Pro for 3 years, and I'm faster now because of this monitor. I can move my mouse quicker and stop it faster with a lot more accuracy, so I'm getting mouse-specific tasks done a lot quicker because I can see a lot faster. So yes, even for people who are content creators, something like this could pose some type of use. But if you're a content creator, I would go more for something that's 60 to 75Hz and very, very color accurate. As you can see, mine are not the most color accurate, but that's because I'm recording. 144Hz is most of the time faster than 60Hz, but I'm not going to harp on response times too much. You know, obviously 144Hz is going to have an advantage here because the amount of frames that you're getting per second, the amount of data you're getting, it's going to need to have a fast response time, and most 144Hz monitors do have a response time between 1 and 5 milliseconds, and the difference between 1 millisecond and 5 milliseconds is basically nothing. Most people don't really understand why 144Hz monitors are faster, and there's a plethora of reasons why, but I'll give you one that's a little more basic. Think about it this way. When you measure a foot, you measure it in 12 inches. But if you go to the fuck-ass hoo-ha oi mate part of the planet, they measure it with centimeters. It's 10 in the morning. Why can't people just fuck off? Every single video I record, Can I please just have a video blow up? Can you guys just make 100,000 views, 500,000, a million views, so I can move out of this fucking house? Please. Back to the topic. Thinking about measuring a foot in, 12 inches as opposed to 30 centimeters, 30 centimeters is going to be a lot more accurate of a measurement because there are more points of data. The smaller the increment of measurement, the more accurate the results will be. And this is also true with 144 hertz because per 1 second, you're getting 140% more than you would on 60, and these frames come in very, 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 very fast. But when it comes to the response times of 144 hertz monitors, even with low-end ones, they're kind of still all the fucking same. They're like 1 to 5 milliseconds. Just don't worry about it. 144 hertz monitors were getting incredibly cheap before the whole, the Wuhan virus. You can get a cheap AOC, Viatech, or maybe even a Scepter monitor for 160 bucks, but since they're 160 bucks new, they come with a lot of, drawbacks, or they cut corners in certain places, or maybe their response times aren't the fastest. I heard that one Scepter 144 hertz monitor, it was a budget one, it was like 160, 170 bucks. I heard that response time was like 15 milliseconds. So I suppose not all 144 hertz monitors have great response times, but don't pay for one that's 160 bucks new. That's not gonna get you anywhere. I'd suggest saving up anywhere from $200 to $250 and then buying a monitor. In fact, I'd recommend saving up $200 to $250 and then waiting for eBay posts to pop up pertaining to your budget. That's kind of what I was doing for a while. I was looking at eBay every single day. Most days it would just be garbage. Most days it would just be hot fucking garbage. But one day I'll save up some money, and then you have that money sitting there, and then a post like the one for this monitor pops up. A monitor that brand new off the website is $200, but it's posted on eBay for 160 refurbished, and there's only 500 of them. And guess what? Posts like these disappear in like 5 or 6 hours. So if you find one, pull the trigger immediately. Not only are these posts extremely rare, I mean, like, there's only one every few weeks, if you're lucky, but they sell out very, very fast. Like I said, there were 500 for this, and that sold out in a few hours. So you find one, do it. 144 hertz monitors are an absolute dream, but that doesn't mean 60 hertz monitors do not have their advantages. The first huge advantage of 60 hertz is the price to performance, which is something we'll talk a little more about later, because there's things you can do with 60 hertz monitors that you can't really do with 144 hertz monitors, at least not with most. And it's not even something I'd really recommend doing with 144 hertz monitors, but it's overclocking. We'll talk more about that in a second. Like I said, you can find a decent 60 hertz monitor off eBay for 60 to 100 bucks. This price range will actually vary for a lot of people. Some people will be like, oh, you can get a good one for 100 to 150 or 80 to 120. It's all the same. Under $200, under $150, you have a really, really good monitor. In fact, mine, it's about 50 bucks. That's a 75 hertz monitor, but it's old as fuck. Look how big these bezels are. It's like 1.5 inches. But I suppose whether you find it refurbished or used, you can get it for under 60 bucks. But really, when it comes to like the $50, the $40 range, I would just steer clear. If you want a quality 144 hertz monitor, I'd pay anywhere from $70 to $90 for one. And if you want something like a 75 hertz monitor, you can pay around about the same for a 75 hertz monitor. But talking about 75 hertz, overclocking. 60 hertz monitors are very well known for their overclocking abilities. Now, depending on which monitor you have, you can overclock it to 61 hertz, or you can overclock it to something, even like 80. Most 60 hertz monitors can be overclocked between 70 and 80 hertz mostly. Mine, 75, stays at 75, will never leave 75, I've tried. But when it comes to 144 hertz monitors, I really wouldn't suggest overclocking, because not only can it possibly do damage to the monitor, especially because it's already a high refresh rate monitor, it's already...
I do what I want. Suck my dick. Academically said my mouth was reckless. A little fat nigga.
Holy shitting blenders. What was I talking about? Alright, so if you have a 144 or a 240 or fuck, I don't care, a 75. Most 75s can't even be overclocked, so I wouldn't even try. But 144, don't overclock. 240, don't overclock. You'll likely end up causing like screen tearing or some shit. My monitor, even before I started fucking with the settings and everything, it always had screen tearing because it's old as shit. But that's also something I should mention. With 60 hertz monitors or whatever monitor you overclock, you void the warranty. Not only do you void the warranty, but if your monitor's really, really old, really, really dog shit, it could do damage to it. It could cause screen tearing to it. But, like I said, this is something that is really just dependent upon what monitor you have. Forgot to mention this. You do need a PC. You need a PC with an AMD or an NVIDIA GPU because you can only use the NVIDIA control panel and the AMD control panel to create custom resolutions so you can overclock your shit. So this is something that most, if not everyone watching this video, could do at home. While 60Hz monitors don't have an enormous arsenal of color settings, they're usually pretty color accurate. Most of the budget 144Hz monitors, 144, okay. Most the 60Hz monitors I've come across, they have pretty good color reproduction, and that's always something I look for because I'm a content creator. If you're a content creator, or you like to make photos, or you like to work in Photoshop, or Adobe this, or Adobe that, or Sony Queer Vegas this, that, or whatever, you need something color accurate, because then people watching it on their phones are going to see it at a different, saturation, or contrast, or whatever the fuck. It needs to be accurate. And most of the 60Hz monitors that I've experienced in real life, they're pretty accurate. In fact, they have really nice color reproduction. The colors are rich. They're not too oversaturated unless the person has the settings all fucked up. The brightness settings are usually pretty good. And even some, this TV has really good settings. And it's a 60Hz, and it's like a 1300 by 750. I can't even play actual 1080p videos. I'm really into 60Hz monitors, man. They offer so much. I'll probably have a 4K 60Hz monitor in the setup at some point in the further future when I have actual PCs actually capable of gaming at 4K. But 60Hz monitors are really for people who have more budget-oriented builds. Like me, in reality, I should probably be on a 75Hz monitor. This build, while I can push 144 in games that are easier to run, like Fortnite on low settings, still probably a better idea for me to be on a 75, which I have one. But I needed the future investment because I will be buying a PC. 144Hz monitors are for the serious gamer. Now, I say gamer and not content creator or streamer or whatever the fuck, because 144Hz is great for gaming, and you should only be spending this much if you plan to game with it. Streaming, well, if you have a higher end setup, go ahead. But if you have a lower end setup and you want to stream on a 60 or a 75Hz, man, even if your PC can run at 80 FPS or 90 or 100 or whatever the fuck, chill out. Run at 75, you'll be fine. Fuck, man, get a 120. There's a few very rare 120Hz monitors out there. They're not, a lot of them are ultra wides and $600, but you can do it. So yeah, 60Hz monitors, content creators, streamers, people with lower end setups, and PCs that can't really consistently hit 130, 140 FPS. But 144Hz monitors, more for the gamer. If you have more powerful components, more powerful hardware, and if you're looking for a better quality experience, these things are fast as shit. They provide a great gameplay experience, and most of them, especially this one, which I'll have linked in the description, it's gonna have great color reproduction. So if you wanna do something like content creation or streaming, by all means. I don't know why I said streaming, that's fucking stupid. But I hope you guys enjoyed. This one was so long to record, and I really hope this one comes out well. I've been meaning to make this forever. I know you guys have been waiting for it. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. We're trying to hit 10,000 before the end of the year, and I'll put a post on the community tab somewhere for my next video. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.